Hi, I'm Julie, a psychology undergraduate student, and I'm going to be speaking to you about schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is a psychological disorder that affects how a person thinks, acts, and views the world. The disorder is characterized by what are referred to as psychotic symptoms. These psychotic symptoms are hallucinations, delusions, and thought disorder, which are associated with the loss of contact with reality. Hallucinations are a sensory sensation which occur without reason. For example, an individual may experience an auditory hallucination, where they may hear voices that are not really there. Delusions are strongly held beliefs that are unfounded and not based on reality. They occur even when faced with evidence against them. For example, in a delusion of grandeur, the individual may believe they are the Queen of England. Thought disorder is a difficulty following a logical train of thought. An individual with schizophrenia may have unrelated thoughts. They may pick up on one train of thought and then switch to another unrelated thought, making communication and understanding difficult. There are many misconceptions about schizophrenia. The word schizophrenia literally means split mind. It is not a split personality disorder, and a schizophrenic individual does not have multiple personalities, contrary to popular belief. Nor are they violent or a danger to society. The word schizophrenia really refers to what is known as a split from reality. There are many psychological approaches and theories relating to schizophrenia. One approach is cognitive bias theory. The term cognitive bias refers to abnormal judgment influenced by social situations or interactions. Cognitive bias theory views the psychotic symptoms of schizophrenia as occurring on the same level of experience as the everyday. Cognitive bias theory proposes an ABC framework to make sense of psychotic episodes, which can last anything from 1 to 6 months, or in extreme cases, a year. The A stands for activation, which is usually an event. For example, someone may speak loudly to the schizophrenic individual. This activation leads to the B, which stands for beliefs. These beliefs are based on what the individual infers and attributes from the information presented by the event. For example, they may feel that being spoken to in a loud voice is an act of aggression against them. A and B combine to form C, or consequence. This is the emotional and behavioural response of the individual. This response may manifest as acting aggressively towards the individual who spoke loudly to them in defence of what they perceive to be an attack. The delusions and hallucinations are triggered in this way according to cognitive bias theory. Psychologists Corinne, Seidman, Goldsmith and Harvey conducted research in 2006 into how an individual's insight into their own illness and their ability to consent to treatment is related to deficits in metacognition. Metacognition is the knowledge we have about what we know. This study aims to further research into how schizophrenia patients function in the real world, where they may have to make their own decisions about what they say or do. The research is conducted on experiment using the Wisconsin card sorting task. During the task, participants are given cards displaying shapes differing in colour, number of shapes on each card, and the form of the shapes. Participants are then asked to sort the cards into 2 piles. There is a pattern to sorting the cards which is not known by the participant. Each time they sort the cards correctly, they are told so by the researcher. During the test, the pattern of sorting may be changed, and the participant must discover the new rule in order to be successful. Their ability to do this and the amount of time it takes is recorded by the researcher. For this study, participants with schizophrenia were given the choice of which rounds of sorting they wanted to allow the researcher to keep as data. Participants were also asked how confident they felt in their decisions while sorting the cards. The researchers felt that giving participants the choice of which sorts to include demonstrated their capability for metacognition. The researchers found that the self-awareness involved in insight and decision-making processes were highly associated with the choice and confidence factors added to the Wisconsin card sorting task. This research raises new questions around the abilities of people living with schizophrenia to cope in the everyday world. If schizophrenia sufferers are more aware of their own capabilities, they will in theory be more able to go around daily tasks such as cooking, shopping and planning in relative ease. It is also more likely that they will ask for help when it is needed. This is critical for the social adjustment of someone diagnosed with schizophrenia. If the results of the research could be expanded on, it is possible that new strategies could be found for intervention, treatment and coping with schizophrenia. It is hoped that this will lead to a greater understanding of people with schizophrenia and in turn lead to less stigma, demonization and greater compassion.
Created using Powtoon.